So what we're doing today is we're combining the greenstyle program with the bush care program down here at the back of Dartford Road along Waitara Creek, and we'll be going out to visit some of the residents who are involved with the bush care program to do a bush care backyard assessment with each of them.
How's it going?
Good.
All the residents involved here live up the top of the hill, and they've got this great patch of bushland that goes from the back of their properties down to the creek here. And so what they've done is started up a bush care group, which is, going to have fantastic benefits for the creek because of all the problems with the weeds.
There's an awful lot of privet. My other daughter is up there, the one with the pink jacket. She's just pulling out privet.
What's happening is Stephanie would normally work with people in bush care at sites, council reserves, where I, through the greenstyle program, have the opportunity to work with people in their backyards and in their homes. So by combining our efforts, I'm able to bring Stephanie's skills into the backyard and work with people on private properties, which is a first. This is not something that has occurred till now. It's always been external to the private property.
So just with the asparagus fern, basically it enters the soil in a big rhizome, and that's what we need to crown out, and that needs to be bagged, and the seeds need to be bagged so to make sure that it doesn't persist on the site. For me, as working in the bush, I've always just looked through people's back fences and just wished that I could target them, and this is a fantastic opportunity. I'm finally able to do that, so that's just been wonderful.
The wonderful thing about it is the neighbours have got together and initiated it themselves, not just looking at their own properties, but looking at the environment as beyond their back fence and taking some responsibility for that and some pride in that.
I just wanted to get to know the neighbours a little bit, you learn quite a bit. You learn a lot about plants and the fauna and flora here, so I quite enjoy it. It's good. It's a good thing to do.
So what's the weed objective for today?
Well, we're going to pull out the Crofton weed, like those ones over there. Yeah, so you can see the topsoil just about to flower. We wanted to get rid of them before they come into bloom.
Flowers and what, and seeds go everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's the Crofton weed, and that grows in wet places. This area here, like you've got very good bush just behind you, but here it's bad because there's a very steep driveway and the water just goes straight down the driveway, over the pipes, not through them, but over them into this area of bushland. This would be a beautiful area if it didn't have that.
So what it's really about is the habitat. You'll see lorikeets, crimson rosellas, there's echidnas and wallabies. There's a whole array of wildlife. This acts as a corridor along the creek. So we really want to try and re-establish a lot of that bushland and provide the habitat for those animals, provide the hollows, provide the understory, the overstory, and replace some of these weeds with food and habitat plants. So behind me is a waterfall upstream of Waitara Creek. The work they're doing here has fantastic impact on what happens downstream, because all the weeding that happens here and weed control means that there's less impact in terms of weed seed dispersal downstream. So we've got this fabulous tract of bushland which runs between the houses, and we can see how weeding and bush regeneration at this site continues and benefits the work that's done downstream.
That was brilliant.
So, Stephanie,
Margot,
So I will see you at 2.
okay. We'll be going to visit the first resident here at Dartford Road this afternoon. She's been the driving force behind getting the bush care group up and running. She's already done a lot of work in her backyard and she has a lot of experience. She's got botanical knowledge, so she knows what she's doing, and we'll be going to have a look in her backyard.
I've got rid of some naughty plants around here. There've been some naughty things. I've had water hyacinths I had that for a while. I had that for 2 years, and it weighed on my mind so much. In the end, I had to destroy it.
Do you think it might be worthwhile planting more sedgy things in there?
Oh yes, yes. That's what I need that thing for. And I've made a little retention pond, a miniature one, and a bog there, and it's sieved through this, so the seeds go into that little pond, and then it's coming across here at a much slower rate, so I don't have erosion. And then over here, I'm going to plant some plants there.
I tell you what, if I was going to be anyone's neighbour, I think I'd want to be your neighbour, Frances, because you stopped all the weeds in their track.
Well, I think if we all do that, I could think it's, like all of us, if we do our bit, then we've got something happening. That's why I said, you can join this club whether you weed actively in the bush or whether you just want to do your own garden. You can join our group. Yeah.
Through the greenstyle program, we give people a voucher for plants from the nursery, and the benefit of that is that the plants grown at the nursery are all grown from native seed stock, and so we're providing them with plants which are grown from the seed stock from this area.
Yeah, so it's doubly beneficial. Not only can I ask them to pull their weeds out, but we can replace them with natives, which is great.
Here we are, so that's your voucher.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's all right.
Right, now you've got someone at 2, I think.
Okay.
Good. I can make it push down there. I want it all to be, that to be the local provenance.
So the second neighbour we're going to visit is new to the street, and she's very keen. She hasn't got a lot of experience, but she's very eager to learn about new plants. She's involved with the bush care group now, and so we're hoping to help her with some of the weeds in her garden and also give her some plants that she can use to plant in their place.
That's a longer term option.
I'm the only gardener here.
Yeah.
So, unless it's going to be on the list of punishments for the kids.
Yeah.
You can see where we've done.
Yeah, well, you can see the difference between here and there.
Yeah.
It really goes to show, doesn't it? What looks like could be a really big job, you get a handful of people together.
Yeah.
And it's sorted out
and
no time.
And most of that's trad, isn't it? So that's
Yes,
pretty
that's
easy
right.
to remove.
Well, yeah, but we'll leave it for now because it's doing a really good job of holding back all the rest of the weeds. And when we're ready to get that,
Do that last.
Mm.
So, do you sort of write a bit of a report or something to give? You're doing it right now.
I'm trying to.
Oh, okay. To give me some ideas about what to do.
Yes.
On the voucher, it's got the number for the nursery, and at the time, talk to him about what you
He'll be an expert on Dartford Road area, won't he, by the time we've finished with him?
So the next resident we're going to visit, they're involved with the bush care group as well. They live on the other side of the road, so don't back onto bushland, but we'll see how we can help them with their weeds and their garden as well. Stephanie's going to make some notes about, weeds and plantings. So what I'll do is take it away and type it up and send you out a copy of that.
And is the jasmine from your place?
No, it's from next door.
Okay, can't do anything about that.
If at any stage, you are pulling something out or you want to plant something to,
I really appreciate ideas because I get stuck at that stage of you clear
What
the
to
space,
put
what do you actually put in before, everything, the weeds just grow back again and things.
The other thing I'll give you is, I have a kit with some information, so it's about plants but also about the home. We'll come back and do the home assessment.
Great.
Excellent.
This whole experience was the first time we've collaborated to do this, and I think that it is a beneficial experience and it has been quite exciting to be able to get something like this started.
For me as a bush care trainer, it's particularly exciting because the backyards are the major sources of weeds. So if we're targeting them, that's really, really beneficial for the work that we're doing in the bush.
If we didn't have trees with all their lovely leaves lifting up their branches to the sky high.